Well, Osama is close to Nagorno-Karabakh and now joins us live. And as we mentioned earlier, already more than 13,000 people have left, as we saw in your story as well. I mean, just how much pressure is there at the Lachin crossing from people trying to get out?
Well, it is a steady stream of people who've been coming in. We've seen from a distance miles and miles of queues of people lining up to leave. They're first being screened at a distance from the crossing, and then these cars are being allowed, registered one more time, and then they move on to Armenia. So it has been, in the last 48 hours, thousands of people crossing every hour, and it's a constant process. And you see there that people are leaving with whatever they can put their hands on, in whatever vehicle they can find, but they want to go out. Despite all of the assurances that have been given by the Azerbaijani government, many people are opting to go to Armenia. And we've been hearing from the other side of the border that arrangements are being made, but many of them say that they don't know what the future holds for them, but they feel it will be safer for them to move on.
Right. And just speaking about the fire at this fuel depot, do we have any idea if this was deliberate, or do we have any more details at this stage?
Absolutely. As you can imagine, so people are fueling up their cars with as much fuel as they can get and then moving out. So there are fuel depots about a few kilometers away from the city of Stepanakert, or Khankendi as it's known in Azerbaijan. That's where the fire took place, where hundreds of people had gathered to refuel and take fuel for their generators, for their cars, etc. Still not known what caused the fire, but what we know is at least 20 people dead. Hundreds and hundreds of them have been wounded. There is obviously a strain on the hospitals already in Khankendi because of the blockade and how they've been coping. They were sent to the central hospital and there are hospitals nearby. But Azerbaijani government sources are telling us that when they offered to help and take in the wounded, people did not come in towards them. Now we're hearing that the Azerbaijani government is going to open the airspace for a medevac helicopter to come in from Armenia to take away some of the critically wounded and bring in much needed supplies as well. Russian peacekeepers are there. Some of the wounded were taken to their hospitals. So it is a tragedy on top of a tragedy where this fire took place. And as you can imagine, that there's been a constant strain on all of the services in Khankendi because of the blockade of the road. Much needed fuel, medicines, etc. has arrived with the ICRC and others. But the situation remains bad for people, as many are ethnic Armenians say that they feel like they're living in a refugee camp. But on the Azerbaijani side, they've been explaining to us that they're not allowing us in because there is a lot of weaponry that is still present in Khankendi. The de-arming process is underway. Russian peacekeepers and the Azerbaijani military are there, and they are going to ensure that whoever wants to leave can leave, and then the people who are left behind start their lives as Azerbaijani citizens.
Okay, thank you so much for that update. That is Osama bin Javed, close to Nagorno-Karabakh.